There's one thing about Tesla Model Y that just doesn't feel premium, and it's this. Every time you close the frunk, you have to press down hard, sometimes with both hands, and hope it latches properly without leaving fingerprints, scratches, and dents. Yeah, it doesn't exactly feel premium, a little out of place for such a high-tech car like this. Now imagine this instead. You gently bring it down, it grabs itself, and quietly pulls itself shut. No slamming, no guessing, and no fingerprints all over the hood. And yeah, that's what I want on my Model Y. Hello everyone, welcome back to Chasing Adventures. Today I'm installing and reviewing the Hansshow soft close electronic front lock on my Model Y, which adds to your factory latch with the power soft close mechanism, similar to what you will find in a high-end luxury cars. And honestly, I think this is one of those upgrades that you don't think you need it until you use it, and it should have came from the factory like this. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through full step-by-step installation, how it actually works, real-world usage, pros and cons, and whether if it's actually worth your investment. So let's start with what you get out of the box. Inside you'll find the soft close latch mechanism, control module with the wiring harness already attached to it, and a 12-volt step-down relay. And it also does come with the QR code installation manual. And right away, the latch itself feels pretty solid, as this isn't some plastic cheap part. And this is important because this component is going to be used every single time you open and close your frunk, so you want it to last. And the wiring harness looks very well made, so overall my first impression is pretty solid. Now before we install this, let's talk about the problem it's solving. The Tesla Model Y or 3's frunk doesn't have a power close mechanism, so every time you close it, you have to lower it carefully, then press it down with some force to latch it shut. Usually with the palm of your hand, because you don't want to press it down with just one finger, which might cause dents on this lightweight aluminum hood. And over time, that will lead to a bunch of uneven pressure points and scratches on the hood. And honestly, it just doesn't feel all that great for such a high-tech vehicle. But this upgrade will change that. Instead of forcing it down to close with your hand, you let the system do the work for you. Just like the wonderful FSD in Teslas. Alright, let's get to installing, and take your time with this because this should be straightforward installation, but you want to do it right the first time. So first we need to remove all the plastic trim around here, and the first thing we need to remove is this upper portion, which is usually held by just the clips. So if you just gently pull on it, and it should just pop right out. And then go to the other side and do the same thing. And there we go. And this is what the back of the trim looks like. It's held with these plastic clips. And then we're going to need to remove this part, which is held by, I believe that's a 10 mil. So we got 1, 2, and then in here we have 2 more. So let's go ahead and remove that first. So I got 4 10mm bolt out, and after that this should be held by clips. Let's just pop right out actually. That was easy. And if you have an older generation, there should be a light that's attached to here. So what you want to do is you want to pry this apart first and undo the wiring first before you open this up. But for some reason I don't have a light here, so I could just remove this without needing to remove the wiring harness. And we do need to remove this air duct too, and there's also another 10 mil here and a 10 mil here. And just pops right out. Alright, so we got everything out, and For me, it's kind of weird not seeing an engine in the front. But yeah, let's go ahead and work on the soft close latch mechanism now. All right, so after that, we need to remove the two 10mm bolt. So this is what the back side of it looks like. So after you remove the bolt, flip it, and you see the spring. So what you want to do is remove the spring out of the way. Just pull it out, and it should pop right out like that. And then take the spring out. And then we're going to install this. And then latch it to this portion here. And it should just slide right in after that. There we go. And make sure it's seated properly. And then if you look right here, there's a cutout. And what you want to do is you want to pull this inwards. So it kind of becomes one part of this latch system. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so I'm just going to grab a flathead screwdriver and just kind of press it down. Okay, so after you press that in, we're going to grab this portion and we're going to put this on top of the original latch. And make sure you have the wire underneath the latch. And that should line up like that. Okay. And then if we flip it over, there we go. So this will get attached to this round piece right here. Like that. And then we grab our spring back in. Okay. Got everything locked in, and then bring the spring all the way over in its place. So that's how it looks like. Okay. And then we flip it over to mount it back. Grab the factory 10mm and then bolt it down. Okay, so we're done with this portion. And then now we're going to need to mount this right over here. Okay, so we just need to go ahead and tuck the wires underneath. And then this bracket will be sitting right here. And as you can see, they already provide you with the bolt and a nut. So we remove that. And then there's a hole here. So I think that's where it goes. Okay, so if you look in here, there's that mechanism, the motor for the soft close. And there was already a hole here with this threaded. So the screw that they came with, the Allen screw that came with, fits right in here. So we just need to go ahead and tighten this down. Okay, that's perfect. And I just have the wires all kind of tucked away here. And then now I just need to connect this plug to this module, which the Tesla Model Y, the newer generation, runs a 16 volt lithium-ion battery, and this runs off a 12 volt. So this is the reducer. So we're going to go ahead and plug this end to this, and then plug the rest of the other side of the wiring to the positive and the negative of the vehicle. Red is the positive, black is negative, obviously, and this positive wire will go right in here. So that's the positive. And then the negative could go pretty much anywhere, but a good negative that I'm seeing here on this car is right here. So let me see if that's long enough. Yeah, that'll do. So I'm just gonna connect the negative here, and it's an open end, so you don't have to take this out. I believe that's also another 10mm. So kind of loosen it so you can slide it in between and then lock it in. And there are these clip holes, so make sure it's not, the wires are not obstructed by them. I'm just gonna run the positive wire right underneath this plastic trim. And then we could reuse the nut that they provided. Oh, why is this so tiny though? Look at how tiny that is. And per their instruction, I guess if you look right here, there used to be some sort of terminal from the battery sticking out right next to the coolant reservoir. So if you look right here, there used to be that thing sticking out. However, on this, I don't see that. And I only have this positive terminal here. So I have to get a different socket so I could go ahead and slide it in through here. And then find the nut that'll thread onto this bolt. That's a bummer. And so I did manage to find the Y connector and a 13mm nut in my scrap box to connect the wire to the positive terminal, so it wasn't that big of a deal. And I did reach out to Hansshow regarding this issue, and they were not aware of the small change with the new 2026 Model Y, but they will escalate this issue to their team and resolve it as soon as possible. So I do appreciate their effort and responding to me right away. So hopefully by the time you order yours should have the updated version with the correct connectors. So I have it all hooked up. I'm just gonna go ahead and zip tie all these wires, so it's kind of out of the way. All right, and as you can see, I have all the wires tucked away and nicely zip tied, and ran underneath that little plastic shroud and up into the positive terminal. All right, so now I have everything connected and bolted down, and here's how the system works. When the frunk reaches the latch point, it locks into position, then the electric motor activates and then pulls it shut completely. And it should be smooth, controlled, and quiet. So let's test it out first and see if everything works properly before we put everything back together. So here we go. Moment of truth. Dude, look at that. Let's try that again. Open. It opens up. Kind of forcing down this part a little bit more than I would like to. Let's open it again. Yeah, see how much it goes in? So maybe I need to make some adjustments here. Okay. Okay, so after making a little more adjustments, yeah, it's much better now. Perfect. So once you check everything and line everything and it's working properly, then you can reinstall all the trim panels and make sure everything snaps back into its place. But I'm not going to do that just yet because I'm actually going to install a fridge in here next. So if you want to see that video, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you won't miss when my next video is uploaded. And if this video was helpful, hit that like button too, and it helps out the channel a lot. And this whole installation took me about 45 minutes. But that was also including filming, so you should be able to knock this out in about, 20 to 30 minutes or so. I mean, it was pretty straightforward, easy installation, other than the little mishap. So now let's talk about daily use and who might this be for. Now, this is one of those upgrades that immediately changes how the car feels. Instead of pressing down on the hood like how we used to, now we just guide it down and it closes all by itself. Every time, no efforts, no guessing. And if you use your frunk regularly like I do for groceries, hauling camping gear, or road trips, this becomes incredibly convenient. And even if you don't, it just adds that extra layer of refinement. Plus, no messy fingerprints, dents, or scratches from closing the frunk. And who wouldn't want that from their Tesla, right? So I think this mod is worth it for every Tesla owners. And again, I think it should have came from the factory like this. Well, at least the soft close function. So now let's go over some of the pros and cons, and I'll start with the pros. First, ease of use. I mean, closing the frunk becomes effortless, and I think I'm going to use the frunk more often now. Secondly, premium feel, because this genuinely makes the car feel high-end to see that soft closing trunk or frunk. Third, clean interaction. I mean, less touching means fewer fingerprints or none at all if you use the latch to close the frunk. Fourth, solid build quality and ease of installation. You know, it feels like a durable upgrade that will last a long time, and the installation was pretty simple to do. And now for cons, well, there isn't much as of right now, but if I have to say for the sake of this video, maybe the price might hinder you from doing this mod because, I mean, it works just fine without it, you know, you just have to press it down with your hands. But again, this is a premium mod after all, and you do have to pay for your convenience, right? But if you use my discount code CHASINGADB20, you get 20% off of your total purchase price. So that's going to be helpful. And they always have some sort of sale going on. So I'll leave the link in the video description. So you'll make sure to check it out for yourself. So is it worth it? Well, if you care about small details, if you want your Tesla to feel more refined and luxurious, and if you use your frunk often, then I think this is a great upgrade, and I'm going to appreciate this and use the frunk more often now. So my answer is yes, this is a great upgrade. And it's one of the subtle changes that you notice every single day and you start to appreciate it. And my next door neighbor came by when I was installing this, who just got the same Model Y just a few weeks after I got mine. He was like, where do I get this? So I think he's going to install it on his Model Y shortly. So, you know, I didn't expect something like this simple to make such a big difference, but after using it, I wouldn't go back. But if you want even more convenience, they also have a fully automatic power open and close kit available, just like the rear hatch. But it does cost a bit more and it's more complicating to install. So personally, I think this is a sweet spot for me because when I'm camping, you know, I still want to bring my frunk down, but not close it all the way so I don't have to keep getting my phone out to access the frunk. So those are my thoughts, but I would love to hear from you guys to see if you think this mod is worth it or, you know, would you get the fully automatic kit? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And again, I'll leave link in the video description for your convenience, so make sure to check it out. And if this video was helpful and informative, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. And turn on the bell notification so you won't miss when my next video is uploaded. Because up next, like I mentioned, I'm going to install a fridge in the frunk and the trunk on my Model Y. And I wouldn't want you guys to miss it. So thank you all for tuning in today. And until next time, keep chasing adventures, and I'll see you all on my next video.